Not, we're gonna... Okay, hey everybody, and welcome again. It's been a long afternoon for those of you who've been here since 1. I hope you're enjoying the company, and if you get a chance, please wander up the front here and have a look at some of the stories that have been laid down by people who've lost jobs and livelihoods, careers and opportunities. It's a little bit it's quite heartbreaking actually, just to go along and to see. And of course this is just a drop in the ocean of the number of people who are hurting and suffering the loss of livelihood and jobs and family and friends, people who are suffering with vaccine damage and injury, people coerced, experiencing reactions. It just goes on. And of course we're all still in a world where masks are bloody everywhere, those bastards. Do you know where I've noticed we're not seeing masks? And by the way, I'm Kathy. You should know who I am by now. No, I'm not seeing masks at any political events. It looks like Stephen Marshall and Malinowskis have both ditched masks. Have you noticed? I reckon we can all ditch our masks, because every time they're on the news now, they're not social distancing and they're not masking up. So we've done the installation here on the steps. We're recording stories. If anyone has a uniform or a story they want to share, we are still filming up the front here. We've got Tim Yeager and Jana and others who are making those records, and we will share them online and we'll share them around. We could have done them, and apologies to anyone who was here earlier, but I'm repeating a joke. We could have done it over at the entrance of Premier and Cabinet, which is where Stephen Marshall's office is over the road there, but I have it on good authority that he only enters through the back door, so that would have been pointless. No joke. Okay, so today it was originally a 3 p.m. start for speeches, because at Parliament House there is another group who had the steps. So just the history here was SAPOL actually contacted me, and they were concerned that there would be 8,000 people here and that would not be a safe space for us. So they actually negotiated. I actually, SAPOL were on the planning committee this time. They negotiated with City of Adelaide for us to have this space. And I actually got an email and a phone call yesterday from SA Health wanting my COVID safety management plan. And I mean, that hasn't happened for a year, but of course I just laughed. I said, well, that's not happening, that's what we're protesting. And she said, will you have any safety measures in place? Like, will you be providing masks? And I said, well, no. That's what we're protesting. And if people feel the need to wear a mask, I said, we won't judge them for wearing a mask. So I said, we're just normal people. I expect that anyone who is sick, you know, coughing and spluttering, or sick with Omicron, and there's a lot of people sick who are getting sick from shedding, but also sick from the radiation in Canberra as well. So there are a number of key people who couldn't make it today. But I said, I imagine that sick people would stay home. Unlike the ones that SA Health directs to get in their car and go to a testing station when they're sick. Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? I said there will be a bit of a mosh pit at the front, and we've got a patching tent over to the side, just in case anybody wanted to catch, you know, some sort of makeshift variant and tick a box and maybe get a sustained exemption from the poison jab for 40 days. So no, I just said we're normal people behaving normally. And no, I won't be doing a COVID safety management plan. I'll take my chances with a fine rather than being lynched by a mob of activists, being everybody here today. So we are starting proceedings today with Mebanjari, who is down the front, in front of me, on the lawn. She's gearing up there for a smoking ceremony. So that's going to lead us into our proceedings today. Matt and the boys behind me will be having a song, and then we'll be going through the speeches at 3 p.m. So Bebejara was going to have a word. She's doing the smoking ceremony on the lawn just to leave a mark in the spot, because a long time ago there were Aboriginal people buried here, and they've actually moved all their bones out to north past Ballaway. But that's what she's doing. She's marking that, and I'll wait for her to come up and have a word to you about that. Oh, I'll take the mic down there.
Have you got your sticks, Cindy? Right. Yeah, they're real. Do you want me to go get Auntie Glenda? Yeah.
Then do that then. Stay cool. Is that working? There is water over at the first tent, by the way, if you need to fill up your bottle. Keep hydrated, it's a hot one.
Sorry.
What I've got is I've got salt water.
Oh. Hello.
What the hell are you?
We've seen you online and we went up to Canberra not long ago.
Just, I'm just going to pop it down.
Death to the Australian Open. There's another memorial going up. It's a 25-year Crows membership being commemorated there too.
Oh, right, wait. Oh, okay.
The smoking ceremony has started.
Got a stick? Are you going to sing?
Water symbolizes woman. Fire symbolizes man, and they come together in unity. Men law and women law from my country. I'm a visitor of this country. Our ancestors and the people of this land, of these tribes here, they were buried here. You were all on a burial ground where they removed their bodies and bones from here. And your Premier knows all about this. You know? So where you stand is on a sacred burial site, you mob.
So Bebejara just reminding we are standing on a sacred burial site.
Yeah, come down the front. Come on. You need to all come down. This is your country.
Come on down the front here and have a look, people.
Come on. No, you go down here.
We're going to burn this ground and we're going to remind them that this once, and this still is, and always was and always will be Aboriginal land, but this was sacred burial ground. So we're going to mark this ground to remind all the South Australian mob what used to be here. But remember them, because there's been a lot of wrongdoings in this country. But now it's time, an understatement. That's right, my brother. The atrocities, the genocide, the treason, the tyranny, the medical genocide. Australia only has been introduced to it for 2.5 years, but our people have been living this life for nearly 250 years. Shame on this government. They're not even a government. They are a corporation. nation. They have no jurisdiction in this country. They are a foreign entity controlling the lives of the Australian people. Now will Australia rise up? Will you stand for this country? You call yourselves Australians. Well, it's time to stand with my people, the First Nations people. Support my people, and let's take this country together. My people need yous, and yous need my people. If there's one thing this corrupt corporation cannot stand is unity. Now let's all get cleansed, eh? What you reckon? But first and foremost, I want to pray. My sister, you're from me. I want you to have a prayer to the Creator. You can't, I understand why. I'm right. I'm going to pray to the Creator in my language. And I'm going to ask each and every one of you to close my, someone's got to look after the fire in my firekeeper now. Stay there. We weren't meant to start the talk till 3 o'clock, but this woman chucked us in the deep end. Kath, where you at?
Right there.
Anyways.
You said you wanted to get this going.
Yeah, but I thought 3 o'clock, you know. Now who's saying she might be a black woman in the past because that black fella taught? Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get this fire going. I think we need, if we got a couple of helping hands out there to grab a bit of the dry stuff and a few try in my that would be in koala, but I can't reach them branches. Yeah. No, don't contaminate the fire. It's sacred. So if anyone can just help an hand with dry branches and leaves and gum, some of the gum leaves, can you bring them down, please, if you're anywhere near the trees, to get this fire going. So I'm going to pray in my language, and I'm going to ask the Creator to set my people free, set their spirits free for what's been done to their graves here. Garamano tanggalin na janggale garamana janggana janggaris nai mebangari wijibu jumba waji Gana Juganba. Now I got a sister standing with me. I'm gonna let her have a prayer.
What are you doing, woman? See, we only came with the fucking
No language, we got Jazu. No language. I apologize.
Oh,
Ngayon ko koron, banyak pulka online. Tuda banyak kulit bay ngayon ko punya uang ka. Ngayon ko voice banyak. Uang ka banyak kulit bay. Not even people that know my voice. My son, walk ujara. I hope you can hear me, my son. My daughter, Matiwa. Our children are our future. I will not accept or tolerate anybody taking that from
our future. Enough's enough. Warado, warado, didi abakadang ayuko karingo.
Brown-skin baby.
Ngunit na jubul kanu, orangnya ngangka, kale abidala karingo. Mura barari mulaba, karena jubul kau angu. Warado, warado, didi abagada ayubu kalingo. Please understand, I have lived through so much damage. 9 years, 2 COVIDs, and I'm homeless. I have 8 children, and I pass through many communities and many tribes. I am also descendant of fucking an Irish man, and I'm proud of it. I am also the great-great-granddaughter of Debbie Knighton. Why is it that I have no roof or walls that protect my children or myself? While I am tortured on the street by I don't know how many entities. Murati Mokernik. Please, there is no difference between all of us. We have 2 ears, 2 eyes, happy. Help me, help my children, and help all the future. Because if Australia can't do it, nobody can, and we're supposed to be the most freest country in the world.
That's right. Amen, sister.
This woman, her name is Lola Jackson. She is a descendant of the man that is on the $50 note. She comes from here, and I wanted her to tell her story because South Australians need to unite and support the First Nations people so we can move forward together. But we need to clean up our act in our own backyards. So how can we stand and dissolve a government, well, a corporation? How can we dissolve and dismantle them if we can't even get our own act together? It's time to unify. No, they going too with the government. What you talking about? You dissolve the government, you dismantle all. Wait there, sister. Then everything. And it's up to the people to establish their people's government in this country. And if we're to have a government in this country, I don't think we should be calling it a government.
No, it should be council.
It should be council. And this council should be of old, new, and the young. It should not be only of Indigenous, it should be of all nations, creeds, and colours. I
I have many sisters and brothers that come from many different nations. I have a beautiful Rwandan granddaughter, South Aboriginal, Punjabi, Nyanjara, Nalinjiri, Adjamatna, my grandson and my granddaughters. We all need, as human beings, to respect each other's rights.
Yes.
I can't even walk these streets without being taunted. I removed my hair just only last week because of the sorrow I have. And because I'm speaking today, I have no voice.
Yes, you have, sister. You're doing well.
Every other day, everybody hates me. But please, I'm begging you, let me be free.
Let us all be.
Let us all be free.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. I'm sorry. Banyak kulta jalan nama.
We are one.
And we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We share a dream and sing in one voice. I love you, my daughter, my twin, middle one, Dindini, a whole lot of years. Jamba. All of our children should be allowed to grow up in a land where this is free land. Everybody comes here to seek a better life. Why is it not that the Indigenous people have the worst jail rate, the worst incarceration, the worst death rate? I have no more elders left that I grew up with, and I'm lonely. Wachil bana yulu, and ngayon kata balok balokil parangani. Kole ne nana uyura. Kole ni yura. Wadi yura. Kole ni min ma yura. Kunga wa yura. Now let's all live, right? Can we? I don't want to keep them my phone together. Where's Glenda? Where is she? Where is Goldie?
Sorry.
You're going to say goodbye first. Let us say goodbye.
I just want the band, Matt, Stompy, get up on the stage.
I just want to say my name is Lola Olive Hayes. My father called me Alira Jackson, and my name is also Pangi. I am the granddaughter of Pangi Wassa, which is the great-granddaughter of David Unipen. I am pleased to meet you all, but I think most of you know us. Please, let me be family. That's all I'm asking.
Thank you, Bungie.
Let me live. That's all I want. How about you give her a hand? How about you give her a bit of practice? Because she stood up here today to speak her truth. Yeah. And now, hello, South Australia! Thank you, Member Gary. Now, Matt, I've never seen anyone keener to sing a song or found anyone so difficult to find when I need him.
Yeah, darling.
Right, mate. inclusion to the stage. This is the start of proceedings. This is Matt from Signs Down the Road, Signs Down the Street. He's an inspiration, he's a songwriter, and you're going to learn some lyrics.